FireBall!
One fireball is not enough. But how did we get here? Last time
on Dragon Ball Z!
No, wait. Last time on this project, Hubert had no magic. All he could do was run around smacking things with his little stick, like a muggle. Unacceptable.
Unacceptable!
So today we're fixing that. Let's introduce classes. Hubert's first upgrade is gonna be fire. Literally. So here's the gist. While Hubert is getting smacked, or doing the smacking, he charges up a mana source. Once it hits the minimum, boom, he temporarily evolves into a greater being. The first mode, fire. And fire should burn bright, hot, and fast. It's a way to push through bosses in tight spots that would normally wreck you. So the first skill being added will be a classic fireball. But I don't want one that just hits the whole screen and deals AoE damage that way. I want it to be more chaotic, with tiny fireballs flying everywhere. That way, if there's just one enemy, you might miss, unless the enemy's huge. Then, not so much. And to make the skill feel worth it, I want to throw a lot of them. I started off with just 5 fireballs, planning to let players upgrade the skill to launch more as they invest. Each fireball launches from Hubert with a random speed and angle, but somewhere in the vicinity of the top right corner. Then, physics kicks in, pulling the fireballs down so they arc and land anywhere on the screen. And that's the magic. Fireballs don't just track enemies, they're chaotic. Sometimes you get lucky and land a bunch, which feels like a crit. Sometimes they scatter harmlessly, and that's a big ol' whiff. And honestly, I love that. But with just 5 fireballs, it wasn't enough. I was enjoying the look, but the feel wasn't quite powerful. So I dropped down the damage and cranked up the count. Now we get to keep that chaos, but remove the frustrating, we missed everything again. Of course, more fireballs equals more lag. And with the physics behavior doing its thing, it just wasn't sustainable, so I had to ditch physics completely. To replace it, every few fractions of a second, I apply a small force downward. Basically, do-it-yourself gravity. Way cheaper means way more fireballs. So, with the lag gone and chaos still intact, I set Hubert up to cast 15 fireballs for each level put into the skill. So, level 1, 15 hits, level 2, 30, and so on. My goal here is to give players 9 or 10 upgrades for this skill. So realistically, we're aiming for about 150 fireballs on screen with 0 lag. To get there, I tested a bunch of different counts just to see how far I could push it. 90 fireballs ran like butter. And back when I was using physics behavior, 256 completely broke the game. But now, with the custom gravity system, 390 fireballs only dropped my FPS to 57. That's not even noticeable. Then I got curious. 1350 fireballs. Still playable. FPS dipped to 45, which isn't ideal, but honestly, much better than I expected. And since I don't plan to go over about 200 or 300 in actual gameplay ever, it was mostly just for fun. And speaking of fun, I tried 15,000 fireballs. Yep, 15,000. It lagged, of course. The game kinda just froze for a second, until it decided to unleash absolute chaos. A full-on blazing meteor storm of destruction. Completely unnecessary? Yes. But incredibly satisfying. And with that, we wrap up our fireball shenanigans. If you enjoyed the chaos and would like to see more, please give it a like. If you'd like to be immortalized inside my game, check out the members page and see how you can join the crew. And of course, a huge shout out to my current members, Don Sir, Rob Kopp, Anthony, and Hart. You're the real MVPs. And until next time, peace.